Lesson 9. الدرس 9. The job. العمل. Managing the office environment. The maktab is an essential part of modern life. In most Arabic-speaking and Muslim countries, عمال workers work from Al-Ahad Sunday until Al-Khamis Thursday. Most عمال follow a standard الساعة الثامنة إلى الرابعة. Although most makatib offices around the world give their عمال time for غداء lunch, the duration depends on the employer and the country. For example, in the United States, it's not uncommon for an عامل worker to eat her غداء while sitting at her maktab desk. On the other hand, in most Middle Eastern countries, an عامل gets 2 hours for غداء and is encouraged to eat his غداء at his منزل house with his أسرة family. Here are some keywords and terms to help you navigate the workplace. عمل مهنة شركة شركة كبيرة شركة صغيرة معمل زبون زبائن. You can choose from many different kinds of شركات companies to work for, including a مصرف bank, a شركات الحساب accounting firm, and a شركات القانون law firm. You also have many choices when it comes to مهنة professions. Here are some popular مهن. مصرفي مصرفية رجل الأعمال امرأة الأعمال محامي شرطة رجل الإطفاء. Most شركات have a lot of عمال with different responsibilities, and most عمال find themselves in دائرات divisions, groups, departments within the شركة. Here are some of the common دائرات you may find in a شركة. دائرة الحساب دائرة الأسواق دائرة القانون دائرة العمال دائرة الزبائن. Specifying the time of day, because Arabic uses neither the AM PM system nor the 24-hour military clock when giving the time. You need to specify the time of day by actually saying what part of the day it is. Here are the different times of day you are likely to use. الصباح morning or sunrise to 11:59 am. الظهر noon or 12 p.m. بعد الظهر afternoon or 12:01 p.m. to 4 p.m. العصر. The convention used to specify the part of the day is fairly straightforward. الساعة plus ordinal number plus in or في plus part of the day. So when someone asks you كم الساعة, your literal reply in Arabic is it's the ninth hour in the morning. For instance, the following are some examples to better illustrate responses to the question كم الساعة. الساعة 1 في بعد الظهر. الساعة 5 في العصر. الساعة 11 في الصباح. الساعة 9 في الليل. الساعة 7 في المساء. Specifying minutes. When telling time in Arabic, you can specify minutes in two different ways, noting the fractions of the hour, such as a half, a quarter, and a third, or actually spelling out the minutes, because this method have different conventions. Using fractions of the hour when using the fraction method of telling minutes, use the following structure: الساعة plus ordinal number plus 1 or end plus fraction. So what you are in fact saying is it's the second hour and a half. For example, in English transliteration, that's the equivalent of it's 2:30. The main fractions you use are النصف half, الثلث third, الربع quarter, 10 tenth. The following examples show you how to use the fraction method to specify minutes when telling time. الساعة 2:15. الساعة 9:30. الساعة 1:01. الساعة 5:15. الساعة 11:30. Spraying your office in order to function properly and efficiently at the maktab, you need a number of different work-related items. Here are some common supplies you can expect to find at the maktab: كرسي, مكتب, آلة الحساب, هاتف, آلة الفاكس, مطبعة, آلة الطباعة. Besides آلات, machines, and heavy furniture, you also need smaller tools to help you get by at the maktab: قلم جاف, قلم الرصاص, ممحات, كتاب, دفتر, أوراق, مشبك أوراق, ضمات أوراق, لساق, scotch. If you can't find a daftar or لساق, ask الزملاء if you can borrow one. Here is how you ask a colleague a question, depending on whether you are speaking to a man or a woman. هل عندك دفتر؟ هل عندك لساق؟ هل عندكم سكوتش؟ هل عندك قلم؟ The construct to have in Arabic isn't a verb, rather it's a combination of possessive suffix constructions added to the word عند, which is the best word in the language to denote possession. However, for all intents and purposes, you may use this construct عند followed by a possessive suffix in the same way as you would a regular verb. Check out this prepositional phrase using all personal pronoun suffixes. أنا عندي، أنت عندك، أنت عندك، هو عنده، هي عندها، نحن عندنا، أنتم عندكم، أنتن عندكن، هم عندهم، هن عندهن، أنتما عندكما، هما عندهما. Making business appointments. Arranging personal get-togethers with friends or family is always fun, but at times you have to conduct business over the هاتف, whether you are setting up a موعد appointment with the dentist or arranging a business اجتماع meeting with a client. Interacting with businesses in Arabic requires specific terminology. Landing the perfect job. At some points in your hayat life, you may want or need to start working and therefore decide to actively start looking for amal. Identifying a mihna profession that's right for you and then going about securing amal can be a full-time job itself. In this part, you discover the words and phrases to make your job search as efficient as possible. You may want to start your search by talking to أصدقاء, friends, or asking around your local جامعة, university. Also, you are likely to find listings in جريدات, newspapers. As you search, make sure you find out as much as possible about a potential مستخدم, employer. When you are able to secure an interview with a sharika company, here is a list of things you may want to find out about your potential مستخدم. عدد العمال، ضمان الصحة، راتب، وقت العطلة، تعاقد. Look and listen. انظر واستمع. Phony or fake إضافة. You may have noticed that the noun which follows the adjective that is in the superlative form structure is in the genitive case, as in بيتي أصغر بيت في القرية. The reason is that this combination creates the syntactical environment for إضافة, because the components of this structure are not limited to the usual nouns. The first term is in fact an adjective. So Arab grammarians tend to call this phony or fake إضافة. Long vowel to a diphthong. If any of the two long vowels, wow, yeah, is preceded by the short vowel, the long vowel changes its character to a diphthong. For example, door, دور, دين, دين. The nominalizer إن and her sisters لعل, أن, كأن, لكن, لأن change the subject nominative case marker to the accusative
but they leave the predicate in its nominative case. By the way, أن وإن are called nominalizer because they introduce nominal sentences. For example, إن الأكل لذيذ. In fact, the food is delicious. قالت أختي أن الأكل لذيذ. My sister said that the food was delicious. لكن الأكل لذيذ. But the food was delicious. إن is only used in the initial position of a sentence and following any form of قال. Anywhere else, you have to use أن. Its meaning, therefore, change from indeed or in fact to that. Remember that all these particles should be followed by nouns or attached pronoun suffixes. Also notice that Inna and her sister should be followed by the subject or its corresponding attached pronoun.
Verb-subject agreement. A verb that precedes its subject is marked by gender only. For example, the students went to the dorm. ذهبت الطالبات إلى السكن. If it follows its subject, it should be marked by both number and gender. For example, the students went to the dorm. الطالبات ذهبن إلى السكن.
Verbs with two objects. Among verbs that take two objects is a group that mean to give or to grant. Consider the following example. أعطت المرأة بنتها هدية. The woman gave her daughter a present. The direct object is هدية and the indirect object is بنتها.
لماذا? Why has to be followed by a verb because it asks about action or an activity, and verbs usually express those. For example, لماذا رجعت إلى الغرفة? Why did you go back to the room?
ما. We mentioned earlier three possible ways of using this word. The fourth possibility for using ما is as a relative pronoun, like الذي. With that, it can introduce a relative clause for an antecedent that is only expressed in a form of an object pronoun. For example, أحب ما قرأته هذا الأسبوع or أحب الذي قرأته هذا الأسبوع. I like what I read this week. If the perfect particle قد is used with a verb in the past tense, then both are translated as a present perfect. For example, قد عملت في هذا المصنع. She has worked in this factory. When this particle is used with كان and a verb, then the whole phrase is translated as a past perfect. For example, كان صديقي قد زارني قبل سنة. My friend had visited me a year ago. The derivation of passive participle اسم المفعول. You may derive a passive participle for form 1 by using the parent مفعول. Examples are مدرس, مقروء, مكتوب, مستخدم. For the other forms, you replace the stem كسرة void with فتحة, as in مقابل, مكرم, محترم, مستخدم. The conjunction لكن is usually followed by a noun or a pronoun suffix in the accusative case. For example, البرنامج جميل لكنه طويل. The program is beautiful, but it's long. On the other hand, لكن to raise the use of verbs after it. For example, لا أحب القهوة لكن أحب الحليب. I don't like coffee, but I like milk. Both are used to make compound sentences and mean but. The cognate accusative المفعول المطلق is a verbal noun which is derived from the same verb of the sentence, and it does come in a phrase as 1. Indefinite that is followed by an adjective. For example, يحب هذا الرجل بلده حبا عظيما. This man loves his country a lot. 2. Definite as a part of إضافة or following بعض or كل. For example, تحترم أستاذتها احترام البنت لأمها. She respects her professor the way a daughter respects her mother. Another example for بعض and كل. ساعدها أهلها كل المساعدة. Her family helped her greatly. Please remember that the cognate accusative phrase functions as an adverb to modify the verb of the sentence. The accusative of purpose المفعول لأجله is an indefinite singular verbal noun in the accusative case. It gives information about why the action or verb is done. It can always be answered to the question word لماذا. Please consider the following sentences. قام الطلاب. The students stood up. لماذا قام الطلاب? Why did the students stand up? قام الطلاب احتراما للأستاذ. The students stood up in respect for the professor. الإضافة إضافة. The إضافة structure is usually made of two or more nouns that are semantically related and in a sequence. Sometimes it sounds like a sort of possessive relationship, where English could use of or as. The first term of the إضافة may be in any case and should not take nutation or a definite article. The second term of the إضافة, on the other hand, is always in the genitive case and may take nutation or a definite article.
To be in past tense. Arabic's verb for was, were. In other words, to be in the past tense is kana, similar to the negative form of to be. The past form is an irregular verb form conjugated using all the personal pronouns. We have أنا كنت I was. أنت كنت you were. أنت كنت you were. هو كان he was. هي كانت she was. نحن كنا we were. أنتم كنتم you were. أنتن كنتن you were. هم كانوا they were. هن كنا they were. أنتما كنتما you were. هما كانا they were. هما كانتا they were. Here you have some sentences featuring كان. أنا كنت مريض I was sick. أنت كنت في المكتبة you were in the library. هي كانت قريبة المنزل she was close to the house.
Negation particle ليس. We mentioned before that any form of ليس is used to negate questional sentences. We also said that present tense verbal sentences are negated by using لا. Please check the following sentences. نعرف أن تشي جيفارا كان واحدا من أبطال الثورة الكوبية. We know that Guevara was one of the heroes of the Cuban Revolution. لا نعرف أن تشي جيفارا كان واحدا من أبطال الثورة الكوبية. We don't know that Guevara was one of the heroes of the Cuban Revolution. If, however, the same sentence starts with a pronounced subject, Arabic allows you to negate it with ليس. In fact, this form of negation is pretty strong. For example, نحن نعرف أن تشي جيفارا كان واحدا من أبطال الثورة الكوبية. لسنا نعرف أن تشي جيفارا كان واحدا من أبطال الثورة الكوبية.
Ten ways to improve your Arabic skills. 1. Master the alphabet early. A language and its writing system aren't identical. A person can be illiterate and still be a native speaker of a language. The same goes for Arabic. I know plenty of native speakers who can't read and write the language much at all. But your progress in modern standard Arabic really does depend strongly on your developing the ability to function comfortably in the Arabic script. 2. Learn singular and plural nouns together. It's necessary because the majority of Arabic nouns have irregular plurals that can't really be predicated from the form of the singular. Explore Arab culture. Go online or to the library and begin exploring the world of Arab culture, whether it be the rich literary tradition, the impressive scientific achievements, or the cinema. Knowing more about the culture behind the language that you are learning helps you to better understand the language, because basic cultural concepts often come up in writing and speech. Memorize proverbs and passages. There's great value in memorizing some select Arabic proverbs. If you happen to pull them out at an apropos time, your Arab friends will be endlessly impressed. But besides wowing your friends, proverbs also can be good tools for learning vocabulary in context. Here are a few proverbs to get you started. فتش عن الجار قبل الدار. من سكت سلم. الإنسان يدبر والله يقدر. Be brave and use any Arabic you can. You will continuously encounter Arabs who simply can't believe that you have learned even a little Arabic. As a result, everyone you encounter will be extraordinarily generous of you for your efforts. No matter what mistakes you make, you'll be prized with the words. You speak it better than me, even though you will know better. No matter how comes out of your mouth, you are a hero, and the effort of trying to produce Arabic will help you get even better. What's the worst that could happen? That you find out you are wrong. When you don't get something right, just review it another day, and your mistake will have been well worth making. Practice regularly. You have heard it said that Rome wasn't built in a day, and no one has ever learned everything there was to know about a language in a day either. Much more important is the regular study of Arabic. 10 minutes in a day is better than 2 hours once a week. To acquire a language, you need to regularly train your brain to think in the words and grammatical patterns of your target language. Obviously, I suggest that you study more than 10 minutes a day, but whatever you do, Do it regularly. Consult a variety of resources. This course is a tool, and a great one, but you can supplement this course with other sources of the language. For instance, you can read and listen to Arabic news online at a variety of sites, where you can find news stories translated into Arabic as well as audio of the main stories of the day. Discover how you learn best. Personally, I'm a visual learner. I can't hear a word spoken and learn it in any credible way. I need to see the word written in Arabic in order to acquire it as a vocabulary item that I can then use myself when the situation demands it. But you, my dear student, are not me. You may very well be an auditory learner, and no one is right or wrong when it comes to learning. You just need to discover how you personally learn a foreign language best. If you are an auditory learner, you should make tapes of yourself reading the sentences and practices from this course. Burn it into a CD and listen to it in your car. Download news from the internet and do the same. If on the other hand you are like me, write out the exercises in your own head and study them that way. You may even be a learner of a totally different sort. Try a number of different things. Try crazy things. Finally, start all over. There is value in starting all over in your Arabic language study. The basics of a language make up 70% of it all. There is no way to minimize the importance of deepening your mastery of 70% of Arabic or any other language you want to function in.